can you live without being controlled by your past? And that is a fair question that everyone should ask themselves, because how to live without being controlled by the past is one of the questions that which I had from my earliest days of comprehension. So the philosopher is asking the question. So is it being nihilistic? Is it being pessimistic? No. But the youth might ask something like this. He will explain the scenario that we are all having, all experiencing in our present days, in our current lives, right? So think about it. Simply put, you deny human emotion. You say that emotions are nothing more than tools, that they are just the means for achieving goals. But listen, if you deny emotion, you are upholding a view that tries to deny our humanity, because it's our emotions and the fact that we are swayed by all sorts of feelings that makes us human. If emotions are denied, humans will be nothing more than poor excuses for machines, and that is very true. If that isn't nihilism, then what is? That is the question. So the philosopher answers, I am not denying that emotion exists. Everyone has emotions. That goes without saying. It's true. But if you are going to tell me that people are beings who can't resist emotion, I'd argue against that. So pretty much what I have in my mind. Adlerian psychology is a form of thought, a philosophy that is diametrically opposed to nihilism. We are not controlled by emotion. In this sense, while it shows that people are not controlled by emotion, additionally it shows that we are not controlled by the past as well. So the question is from the youth, so people are not controlled either by emotion or the past. Philosopher says, okay, for example, suppose there is someone whose parents had divorced in the past. Isn't this something objective? The same as the well water that is always 18 degrees in temperature. But then, does that divorce phase feel cold or does it feel warm? So this is a now thing, a subjective thing. Regardless of what may have happened in the past, it is the meaning that is attributed to it that determines the way someone's present will be. Right? So I hope you all understand this. The youth asks, the question isn't what happened, but how was it resolved? Not what occurred, not to explain what occurred, but the solution. How about the solution? The philosopher says, exactly. We can't go back to the past in a time machine. We can't do that. We can't turn back the hands of time, right? So if you end up staying in etiology, the causation, you will be bound by the past and never be able to find happiness. So if you only think about the causation, what caused this and everything, if you dig deep into the causation, you will never find the solution, right? Not the reasoning, but the solution. So the youth asks, that's right, we can't change the past, but that's precisely why life is so hard. So philosopher says, life isn't just hard. If the past determined everything and couldn't be changed, we who are living today would no longer be able to take effective steps forward in our lives, right? So that is very true, because if the past determined everything, there is no hope living for anything, right? Not to you, not to me, not to anyone else living in this world, not to even animals. Like if they knew the past, everything which is happening right now and in the future are determined by the past actions or past incidents, there's no hope living for tomorrow. What would happen as a result? We would end up with a kind of nihilism and pessimism that loses hope in the world and gives up on life. The Freudian etiology that is typified by the trauma argument is a determinism in a different form, and it is the road to nihilism. Are you going to accept values like that? So the youth says, I don't want to accept them, but the past is so powerful. Past is powerful, but that's true. But the impact, the influence is what matters. The philosopher says, think of the possibilities. If one assumes that people are beings who can change, a set of values based on etiology becomes untenable, and one is compelled to take the position of teleology as a matter of fact. So the youth asks, so are you saying that one should always take the people can change premise? Philosopher says, of course, and please understand, it is Freudian etiology that denies our free will and treats humans like machines. If some theory or some philosophy says and conveys the message that everything is determined beforehand, that makes us no better than aliens or no better than machines, right? So the young man paused and glanced around philosopher's studies. Floor to the ceiling, bookshelves filled with walls, and on a small wooden desk lay a fountain pen and what appeared to be a partially written manuscript. Says, people are not driven by past causes, but move towards goals that they themselves set. That was the philosopher's claim. Teleology, he espoused, was an idea that overturned at the root of the causality of respectable psychology, and the young man found that impossible to accept. So he will deny, but still, this is very true. People are not driven by past causes, but move toward goals that they themselves set. For example, think about yourself. I'm thinking about myself right now. So I'm actually working towards the goals that I myself set for my future to attend as soon as I can, to achieve as soon as I can, and that will be my accomplishment. And it goes by exactly that term to everyone else living in this world, according to that theory applied to you who are watching this. Anyone who is living, breathing, are setting goals for themselves, or their parents or whoever their teachers, tutors are setting goals for themselves, and they're working towards that. And keep that in mind. Have a nice day.